A lot of us right now are going through trying to think, what can we actually do ourselves in the course of this new normal that we're living in? And one thing is, as best we can, to try to stay healthy, right? That's always the best defense against this thing, is to have a strong immune system. Dr. Tim deRoos joins us again this morning with Infinite Health Centers up in Cleveland. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're ditching, for the time being anyway, the idea of coming in to lose some weight, although people can still do that. But part of the conversation you have with your patients in their weight loss journey is their overall health. So this immunity defense has always been a key part of your verbiage.
It is. We're a full package. Here's the deal. To lose weight, you have to become healthy. Sick people store fat; they don't burn fat. So if you're not becoming well, you're gonna have a hard time burning fat.
Wait. Say that again. Sick people store fat.
Because the body views itself in crisis. It's kind of like an immune crisis.
Okay.
The body will innately protect itself. It's innately programmed to do that. It's kind of like if you have a cut. You don't have to think about it consciously. The body automatically knows to repair itself and take those action steps.
Okay, so can I ask what might be a silly question? There are people watching today who might be physically well, but mentally we're all under a lot of stress. Is that going to lower our immune system?
Absolutely. That has been studied widely. Stress is one of the major ways that people have their immune system depleted or depressed.
Okay.
So, you have to find ways to reduce your anxiety, reduce your stress, be it prayer, meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, whatever to use a modern word, whatever your jam is, do it. Find your happy place and do it.
I think a lot of us are by force maybe getting there right now. Yeah, it was a beautiful day the other day, and I was out working in my yard and had the lovely experience of talking at length to about 8 of my neighbors. Everybody's pausing and slowing down a little bit. Will that in itself be a little bit healing?
Yes, I heard that on the radio this morning. I was listening to Moody on that, and one of the fellows was saying that exact same thing. And I think it's great because it builds a sense of community. There's always something positive or something constructive we can do in a time like this, is it not? But when it comes to your immunity, there is nothing more critical. Take like the most serious illness, like cancer, for instance. That is an immune issue in part. In a cancer patient going through treatments, be it chemotherapy, many times immunosuppressive drugs are used, but that person has to be quarantined, they have to be protected, they have to guard their health in a very serious way, or they could be in trouble, lethally in trouble. And in this time, think about this, logically, think about this. It is springtime in Southeast Tennessee. Not only are we facing this COVID-19 virus threat, but we're also facing all this blooming foliage and the pollen release. So our immune system is actually being just hammered right now.
So what are things that people can do, Tim? I mean, is this a time to turn to your good old-fashioned homemade soups?
It is. I was talking with a friend of mine just a few minutes ago, and we got talking about how our grandparents and our great-grandparents, they didn't wait to be proactive. They didn't wait till a crisis came. They didn't wait till they had an illness, overwhelm them before they did something. They took things like cod liver oil, things that maybe, not everything that's good for you tastes the best, okay? But they did things proactively, and I think that's where we need to be right now. That's where our headspace needs to be right now.
Okay, so can I walk you through some things?
Sure.
Okay, for just the general person out there in their grocery store shopping when they go and they can find things, still shop the perimeter, and if you haven't been much of a vegetable eater, become one?
Exactly. That's a great point. I was going to talk about that, but since you brought it up, everyone seems to be harvesting and cleaning the shelves off of things that have shelf life and that are non-perishable. But that has the least vitality and the least nutritional benefit. So when I walked into the store and I thought I was going to walk into being wiped out, I saw everything I shop for regularly, all the perishables, all the produce. Because to be honest, I'd much rather fill my cart with produce than I would toilet paper. It's so hard to chew.
Right.
You might as well have...
But if you are going to buy, people do have that mindset of, but what if the broccoli goes bad, then what? Frozen is your choice?
Frozen is better than canned, absolutely. And it's definitely better than something in a box or cellophane package.
Okay.
Because you want to have food that's been minimally processed, minimally refined. I tell my patients all the time, eat as close to how God made it as possible. And then you'll always be better off.
Okay, maybe we'll see a bolster in people's vitamin D levels because perhaps they'll be home and the kids will be getting outdoors. However, is vitamin D something that you should make sure you have enough of?
It is. Vitamin D is a wonderful way to help. Each and every individual cell in your body requires vitamin D at the surface of it. It's very important for transport. It's very important for the immune function in particular. And in fact, I take 4 cod liver pearls every day. I don't taste them, I don't burp them. It all depends on the raw materials and the quality of what you buy.
Okay.
You're not necessarily going to experience the same thing if you go to a big box store and buy whatever's cheapest. So just bear that in mind.
Okay.
You get what you pay for.
I've been talking to you for a long time now. I didn't learn until today just how hands-on you really are in the office. So if you don't mind me telling people, it's Tim and one other staff member there at the office because you spend that much time with your patients. So if somebody's watching and they wanted to come in and talk to you because maybe they've had a previous health issue and they're concerned about what to do, it's already kind of a sterile environment there. There's not a lot of foot traffic.
Exactly. And you know, we do that on purpose because the folks that come to see us, they're seeing the course of their health spiraling downward. And today, the days of a turnstile practice, so to speak, in my opinion, are going away, if not already gone. You have to find and get to the root of what someone's issues really are. And it's pretty complex today because we're not the healthiest nation on the planet. We may have some of the most resources, but we're not the healthiest nation here. In fact, we rank 46th or 47th in longevity among all the industrialized nations of the world.
Is that because of what we eat, or is it because of how we live?
Both. You know, we're too sedentary, we don't move enough. That's part of raising immunity. If you just walk, just move your body, we have what's called a sacral boot mechanism. It's a fancy way of saying it's our way we pump fluid through our spinal cord and our brain to deliver oxygen, to deliver nutrients, and to wash away waste material.
My mother used to tell me when I was a kid, teenager especially, and I would say, I'm just so tired. And she would say, well, get up and walk around.
She was right.
It's true.
100%.
I tell my kids that now.
She was right. And it actually has been shown through study to increase your cognitive ability, reduce mental fog, mental fatigue, and energy, period, because you're stimulating your body. The body needs to be stimulated.
So back to the topic, though, of how it's just the two of you really in the office. You do, I'm not trying to make you sell yourself here, but you do have supplements that are part of your routine with your patients. So are those available to the public at large?
That's a great question. I have access to whatever I want. I keep about 9 to 10 lines on hand, and those are probably the best in the world. Some come as far away as Australia. So we have great resources here in the United States, but we're not the only ones in the game. So we test people to specifically see what they test well for. So I have a way that I can specifically test if a patient tests well for a product or if they don't. I can even go so far as to dose them on how much their body would best use and optimize their health that way.
How about the importance of drinking water? We hear that from doctors right now because it keeps your lungs, I guess, cleared. But you talk about, is it alkaline water versus?
Alkaline water versus regular municipal tap water, well water. Yeah, the water is so important because our body is, let's just, for easy numbers, say 3/4 water. And if you dehydrate your system, your body's going to preferentially hold water in certain places and deprive other areas. And that's important to your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is the sewer system of the body, and it protects all of your organ systems. So if your body is deficient in fluid, you're going to have organ systems, say, put on hold. And that's the last thing you want right now. You want all of your organ systems working simultaneously together in synchrony so that your body optimizes its own health. And it can do it, but you have to support it with what it needs.
You told me that your typical time in the room with somebody is an hour?
It can be up to an hour, yes.
So if you do decide to call and see about getting in, are you booking kind of far out? Should people be prepared maybe wait a little?
We are. You're better off to call and know that you want to book and know the time you want to book and see if it's available. It may not be available. We don't have a high cancellation rate right now, and we have a waiting list too. So we actually, if someone does need to reschedule, then we actually plug in from the waiting list.
Okay, so when you do your grocery shopping, hit the perimeter. We'll see you on the produce section. If you need to buy something that you feel like you can keep for a while, try to find it frozen and drink a lot of water.
If you need help navigating the supplement world, find somebody who really knows what they're talking about. There's a lot of armchair nutritionists out there, but find somebody who really lives, breathes, eats, sleeps this stuff.
Okay.
You know, I'm in Cleveland. I understand there's a lot of people at a distance because you broadcast to such a wide area. But you know, somebody like Ed at Nutrition World,
he's here all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you don't go into business in 1970s like he has and then fall apart. He stood the test of time.
That's right.
I'm 27 years in too. So just seek somebody out who knows what they're talking about and that specializes. There's nothing wrong with a general practitioner, but if you can't be a jack of all trades.
Right. Well, we are awfully glad that you found some time to head down our way. And you will find Dr. deRoos in Cleveland. The business is called Infinite Health Centers, but what he really enjoys is the education part of it. So thanks for coming our way today.
Thank you for having me.
The phone number is 813-7575. His website is losethefats.com. Just be sensible, think smart, and we'll all get through it.
That's right.
Good to see you.
Thank you.